EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Western Pennsylvania and Heinz Field in the Steel City of Pittsburgh. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Ready? 18 Gators. 53. And we got to get to the ball out.
The first carry now for Benny Snell. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Squeeze. Ready?
On 2nd down, it's Snell. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
15, Lonnie. 15, Lonnie. Watch the run. Get it.
They'll go with Snell here on first down. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Off the play fake. Fry. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go. And that's caught inside the 30. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Top 2.
Operating from the gun. Fry. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
To throw on 3rd down. Fry. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. So what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
Oh, that's you, partner. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
Sometimes you get just a little over-eager defensively when you've got people backed up because the mentality is to attack, take the ball away, or worse, just keep them backed up there for your own offense. They actually used their aggressiveness against them on that one and hit them big.
Absolutely. Had him pinned on the 2. Not anymore. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. He was all over that route defensively. Now, they had 2 picks last week as a unit. Couldn't quite grab that one.
Patience, Grasshopper. Patience. It's early in this game, but you like the fact that they're around the football early. They're going to be upset they didn't haul that one in, but at least they're there at the moment of truth to make a play on it.
By the way, where did the grasshopper thing come from? I know it's been around for a long time.
Yeah, you know, I'll have to tell you that some other time.
All right, back to football. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1.
Hey, Haywood! Hey, rock it.
They're going to look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they take over already 5 yards deep into the red zone at the 15-yard line. In their locker room, they've got a sign that says defense wins championships. And, Charles, they pointed to that this week, said that has to be us. Looking good early.
I like how you saw that because of the bold letters, right? You saw the emphasis that they place on that and what they believe in. And for them, it's every single snap. So it's not just a matter of getting to the quarterback and knocking the ball free. They're trying to read when that ball's going to come free. As soon as those hands separate to throw the ball, they want to be there and have a chance to knock it out.
And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long, and he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Ian Thomas, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going, and they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Yeah, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up.
Here we go. 8-3. 6-6. Bullet high. Switch. Hey, Delta. Mike 54.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Got a man open. It's Ross. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
Touchdown defense. Right there. 54. Right there. 54 Mike.
So don't say, hey, do.
54 Mike.
2nd and 9 now. And it's incomplete.
The 2nd down pass. Incomplete on the throwaway. It's 3rd down.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Go.
54. Mike 54. I'm coming after you. Now.
They'll set up a throw. He sets to fire deep. Incomplete. Both players were there offensively and defensively, but it falls incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out first and 10. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick, and he'll bring this one back to the 29.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Down. 70, Indy. 5.
Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again. Right there.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Here's second and 10 now from the 29. A draw play. Bernard. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Brian Burns able to record his 5th sack of the season. And this one is right down the middle. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
The last run got 3. Now here's second and 7.
Watch a slap. Watch a slap. Watch a slap.
Here's a second and 7. And a quick throw here. That's complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
From the gun on third down. Fry. But it's brought in by Washington. Give him 5 yards there, and it's enough for the first.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Back to throw. Fry. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be down at the 46. Well, they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Second and 2. Thomas has got it. Complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
But depending on the team, they call that an explosive play or a chunk play. The one that they got on the previous one, they tried to go back and get another one, didn't they?
They did, but unsuccessful on that second attempt.
Now.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Fry. Washington's got it. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. That one doesn't find its target, but all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%.
But you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers get together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get the sense they got together for a lot of extra time this week to try and improve that passing percentage, and it's worked out quite well.
And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
Call it no gain on the play, so no help there. And now 4th and goal. Such a long drive here. 3 points. That would be a disappointment, but I don't know if you can go for it here, can you?
Well, you know, the defense was really giving them a lot all the way downfield, and now they've stiffened. Forget that bend, don't break. Now they don't even want to let them get a yard, do they? So in this spot, you remember what the coaches told us before the ball game? Any drive that ends with a kick is going to be okay with us, whether it's a punt, a field goal, or an extra point. Take the field goal right here.
The Bengals drive about to get going. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Well, the drive starts with a completion left side. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Here we go. Jump.
Here's Bernard. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line. D-line.
He'll drop to throw. That's caught by Howard. He's got the first down and more past midfield. 25 yards that time.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
At the Steelers' 31-yard line.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. This is Howard on 2nd down. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
You better bring it. I'm letting you know right now, you better.
They'll set up to throw. Under a heavy and down he goes. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Here's Snell, powers through him, and they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Looking to throw. Fry going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. And it's second down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Throwing again. Fry. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Trevor Williams with a pick. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD. Yes, the old tip drill works to perfection there.
You're bringing back great memories. Used to love that drill. And a lot of times in practice, you work on it, not just one tip, but multiple tips, just in case the ball stays in the air for a while, to have an awareness and the ability to go up and grab it, and then you want to get some blocking support and end up in the opposite end zone.
In that tip drill, what do you yell?
For us, it was Oski. Okay, Oski was an interception.
Different teams.
Different teams have different ways of doing it. I've heard bingo, jackpot. The worst I ever heard, though, was Frankenstein. You don't want it to be a three-syllable word.
Yeah.
You want to get it right down and go. Oski is really the preferred word.
Oski. The clock showing just 16 seconds till the half as they line up 1st and 10. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. 2nd and 10 now from the 27.
Hey, high 7. Please dribble.
To throw again. Fry. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Intended for Benny Snell, incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. A final shot before break. Fry. He's got Smith here. Oh, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. So we have reached halftime here at a good one. 10-10 is our score. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Not too many teams will use a first-round pick on a tight end, so you know that when one does, he's got to be pretty darn special.
A small example of why they took him in the first round there. Nice little catch and run to get the good yardage. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. He'll look to throw. Caught. It's Huff. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. They'll look to throw here. He's got his man, Boyd. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 39.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
He'll look to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Uzama. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. On the draw, here's Bernard. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Hey, Charlie! Both teams, 5.
They'll drop to throw. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. And his kick here is good. And they will take the lead at 13-10. And they don't get a touchdown here in the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Looking to throw on second down. Fry. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Back to throw. Fry. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
Let's go now.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Set up, 30 base.
Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A well-executed 22-yard gain. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Ready?
Looking to throw. That's caught inside the 20. Last play, they went over 20 yards. This time, they topped 30. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind, no pointing fingers, no accusations, because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Well, now they'll try the end around. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down.
Got it.
Back to throw here. This one hauled in by Sample. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Back to throw. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. T.J. Watt. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop.
Here we go.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
A gain of 3, second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here we go. 10 logo.
53. Mike, 53. Here we go.
To throw on second down. Fly. He's going to rifle one deep left side. No, he almost had it. Already with one interception, just missing his second there.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a 1st down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They'll run on 1st down. Snell. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. It was Jaron Reed who got him down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sam Hubbard, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to him here in the second half. Now they've got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's a
pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Akeem Hicks, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. They'll look to throw. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant to the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Let's go. First and 10 at their own 41-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win 1st down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Lawson able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Looking to throw. Fry. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, they really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Go!
57 now.
Throwing on third and long. Fry. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That goes as a gain of 36 on third down.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 12 yards that time, but a Pittsburgh first.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings us 2nd and 9 at the 9-yard line.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They face a 2nd down, but they are in field goal range. They'll look to throw. Complete to Washington. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14.
Oh, I know it goes against the grain here. It totally goes against it, but you've got to drop the ball in that situation. He makes a catch, but he loses yards and doesn't get out of bounds.
Well, that last completion certainly not what they were hoping for, as now they'll try to convert on 3rd. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And his kick is indeed good. And we are all tied here in the final stages. So a big kick to get this back to even. Yet now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get it to overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense and just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you. But you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two, play the best defense you can, and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Exit.
2nd and 10. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll set up a throw. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Here we go, set, 18 Gators.
Check your heart rate.
Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot. Get it.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he finds Howard complete. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
At this stage, you've got to hustle. You've got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
Here's a 4-receiver look now. 3 of those guys out to the right side on 2nd and 8.
54's Mike. 54's Mike.
Here's 2nd and 8. Open man is Ross, complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game.
Ready.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Right here.
Running with Howard. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the 4th.
Well, any thoughts about overtime have ended at this juncture. That touchdown puts them up 6. I would imagine they'll kick the extra point now and rely on their defense.
Yeah, rely on their defense. So a little bit of time left on the clock here in the 4th, but they got to feel good now. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. 1-possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring, and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45.
Interception, baby.
His guys take over 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Ready.
Mike, 48. All day, punt. 2 times. 3 down. I got you, 45. Go.
Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes.
Will also be guard. Brings up 2nd and 11.
So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for Cincinnati, they'll finish the first half of the schedule dead even at 4-4. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, the loss will drop them to 6-2 now on the year. And they'll take this loss into the bye as they'll be back in action in Week 10. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.